On this episode of Beer Blues BS, boy, we have some real fun stuff for you this week. I'm going to do some live painting. Well, at least I want to do live painting. Some things happened. Charlie Brown moments happened. So get to enjoy those. We're going to talk about restaurants closing because some of our favorite places have shut down. And, of course, we'll be talking drinks and other fun things, including somebody's getting really, really big into D&D. Who? You'll find out. And while I'm leaving you on that cliffhanger, don't worry, because you're here. And when you're here, you're in a good place. Welcome to the show.
It's Howard Blues and V-Mark Kidder. Work all beverage, porpoises, enjoy time with friends.
Triple B! Well, the Triple B sucks. Okay? Oh, come on.
Whatever, man. This is Beer, Blues, and BS. Online at beerbluesbs.com.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Beer, Blues, and BS, the show that's basically waiting for podcasting to become an Olympic sport so we can bring home the gold, baby. That's right. I am your host, the living embodiment, Charlie Brown, Howard Blues, here, as always, with my co-host, the man, the myth, the legend, the Mark Kidder. Kidder, how you doing tonight?
You know, if I were any better, I'd be sitting down. Waiting for that Olympic sport of retirement. Yeah, we're here. Another day. It's another day. Another 50 cent. And I've been a Kidder's pour in of Templeton. So cheers to all of you for another episode and another week.
All right. Well, I guess with that, I guess that means we're doing introductions with...
How's Howard?
I mean, Howard's alive. We'll call that a victory.
Maybe a shot of whiskey?
Yeah. I guess we should do introductions along with everybody's favorite segment of the show, and that is What's on Tap. And as I usually do, I go in order that people have made it to the tavern. So with that, I'm going to kick it over to the Triple B Armorer. That's right, JS Gunslinger's here. JS, what you having and how you doing?
Well, for once, I made it in first. I don't know how that happened, but not doing too bad. It was a week, but it wasn't a week from pure hell. So
in the Matrix.
Currently working on employee reviews, trying to see which one of them I should fire this week. Still touching up some taxes from 2025 and chasing down some of that stuff, so great. And then I'm almost through it, but I sent you both a picture, but I made a dark and stormy. And yes, I can actually call it that without Gosling suing us, because I actually used Gosling's Black Seal rum, as well as Gosling's ginger beer. So they can't sue us. Cheers.
I'm sure they can. Somehow.
Fun fact, Dark and Stormy is actually trademarked to Gosling's. And if you make the drink and, do the things like we do and then have anything else but Gosling's rum, it is a violation of the trademark and they supposedly will come after you. However, I use the real stuff, so they should sponsor us.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact, alcoholic beverages. This seems like this is going to be a classic episode of the Triple B. And it wouldn't be a classic episode of the Triple B if we didn't have the Triple B Brewmaster here as well. So, that's right. Derek is here. Local Geek. How you doing this evening? What you having?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Glad this week is over. But, I see you've got the fantasy theme going here, Howard. So I'm going to indulge the fantastical side of things and have a pink fluffy unicorn. Dancing on Rainbows. There's a subtitle on this one. It is from the Half Brothers Brewing Company. And don't see an ABV readily visible on the can here. I'm sure it's there. I just don't see it readily. Oh, there we go. 6%. Oh. Nice solid one to get started with. Weird. That's really weird. I don't know how to describe this. It's almost like somebody dissolved a Jolly Rancher in a beer.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's very weird. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm gonna give it like a 2.3.
All right. Well, that's the guess, which brings me all the way back around to Kidder. Kidder, you finished your pregame? You having something else, or
I am finished. For the record, that was the Templeton Rye 4-year cask strength, I believe. The bottle's upstairs, and so I don't remember. It's in the fridge, Because here's the weird. Some people are like, "Why do you put your whiskey in the fridge?" Because when I pull it out of the fridge and I pour it in my glass, I don't need to put any ice or whiskey rocks into it to chill it. It's just cold the way it is.
Kidder, in your defense, I actually watched a video where a guy who's known for making drinks actually makes up a whole, like, in the bottle, old-fashioned. Like, he puts all the stuff in at the correct stuff, and he just keeps it in the freezer drawer. So anytime he wants an old-fashioned, he just opens the bottle, pours it in a glass. He's got an old-fashioned. I would have sent that to you so you could have the recipe, but I do believe he uses cherries.
Yeah, probably some damn communist or some other masochist or, I don't know, some idiot from Wisconsin. We're going to Texas with the Shiner Bock because I have this one, another Shiner Bock, and then a Youngling. And that's it for the fridge, aside from whiskey. So cheers to you, gentlemen.
He's saying I need to get busy and make stuff.
I think that's what he's saying.
Get on with it.
You guys better drink up because I'm pretty much already ready for round 2.
Well, I'm the only one left, and let's put it to you guys. Something that's Kidder approved or something that is Kidder disapproved?
I'm going to go with Kidder disapproved because that's always better.
Yeah, that'll get you some content at least.
Nobody cares about me. It's fine.
I care, Kidder. I care.
Liar.
No, listen.
Lying like that rug right behind you.
If I didn't care, I would have brought you one of these as well, but I didn't. Tonight, I am venturing out of the alcoholic world and into just the weird world. And I don't think I saw who makes this, but anyway, gentlemen, I am having a Warheads Sour Black and Cherry Soda.
Oh, that sounds good.
So, yeah. It does say on here, my flavor packed sour soda will blow your mind and taste buds away. It has 0% juice, so it's not juicing, which is good on this Olympic themed episode that will hopefully be out before the Olympics are over. Otherwise, all the references are just wasted. So, hey, look at this. I set this up so I had a paint cam, but now we got can opening action cam. What do we do? Oh, yeah. There we go.
Would have been better if it spewed everywhere.
That smells like cherries. Very strongly of maraschino cherry, if we're going to get specific. That's interesting. The sour seems to be on the back end of the taste. Like, it's not up front. Like when we have a sour beer, the sour's first, but it's like the sour comes later. It's not very sour. I'm kind of disappointed in it, in that sense. But it's a pretty good black cherry taste. I don't know that I would drink a ton of these. I'd maybe give it a 3.
Were there any other flavors available?
Why? That's a question that we'll maybe have to address in the future. But I do have to say, Kidder, before we get to such important things like that, hey, this particular round of What's on Tap was sponsored by none other than Big Bada Boom. So thanks, Big Bada Boom, for the round, and cheers.
Thanks.
Thanks, Big Bada Boom. You're the best.
Yeah.
Appreciate you keeping this show on the rails for another week.
It's very enlightening of him.
Like a light rail?
Sure.
I think there's a lot of inside jokes going on with this.
It probably crashed into a car.
Yeah. So
The humanity.
we're at least I'm trying an experiment tonight, and the audience is, I mean, I kind of mentioned it. I got the paint cam up. We're gonna see how this works. I'm gonna try and paint on camera. I'm gonna try and paint this thing. Nice. Ogre Magi. That guy. Whatever. So it does come with
better when you don't paint on the camera, though.
Yes. Here's the best part for at least JS. There's parts I'm going to have to glue onto this thing as I assemble it. So there is the chance that Howard will glue his fingers to this thing. Although, you know, having a non-alcoholic.
Yeah, you're cheating and having a non-alcoholic and playing with glue, so it's not nearly as much fun.
But if it does happen, we have a nice close-up shot of it.
That's true. That's true.
Exactly. So, you know, it is what it is.
You won't be able to hide it this time and pretend it didn't happen.
Yeah. That's interesting. I think a piece on this is already broken. Oh.
Well, I guess you're going to have to glue more.
Yeah. And if you can see out there, it's one of the sheaths of one of the swords. So it's also like a really nice thin piece I have to try and glue on there. I can't catch a break on this. Okay. Anyway, so I'm gonna be doing some work on that. I'm probably gonna clean off all of the extra supports and such that are on this thing. This is one of Reaper's 3D printed models, so it's got all these fun supports, and nicely they just pop off with an X-Acto knife. So
how many times have you stabbed yourself with that X-Acto knife cleaning off the supports?
Not so much actually.
It's not zero.
I mean, yeah, you're correct there. Usually I get myself with a knife when I'm trying like something a little bit more like, not usually supports. It's usually when I'm trying to deal with something else.
Gotcha.
You know?
You're trying to ask him exactly how many times?
We're hitting the dad jokes early tonight, folks. So, yeah. So, how's everybody's week been? How's it going? You know?
Well, like I said, I can't complain too much. Nothing's exploded this week yet. Still not the end of the week yet. So, nothing's really exploded or caught fire or just otherwise, laid down and died in the street. Doing reviews for the employees. Most of them are done. We're going to start that process next week, so we'll see how they take that. The missus is getting ready for another grooming seminar in Pasadena that she gets to go on and I get to stay home. So I don't know whether I'm sad or excited that I don't get to go to California. Let's see what else did we do. Started making a Dungeons and Dragons gaming area for my son. He's been getting into that more and more lately. So we took one of the rooms downstairs in the salon that we weren't using it for. I spray foamed it, and then him and my wife painted it up. And then I came in and did some accent painting and whatnot, and then framed it up to make it look like a old abandoned mine.
Cool.
They did some accent painting in there, so there's little gold pockets in there, and some glitter paint to make it look like there's some diamond in the coal veins. I took old 4x4s and framed it up just like you'd see in an actual mine shaft. I got some grapevine and ran some vines around the top. I got flame bulbs to put in there. I made a torch out of an old desk lamp. Took a cardboard roll and just shoved the handle in a cardboard roll and then painted up the desk lamp like it was 100 years old and put a flame bulb in there so it looks like there's an actual torch going inside of it. Took one of the Halloween decorations. It's a skeleton. Drilled a hole in the head and then a hole into one of the 4x4s and then took a 3/8 dowel rod and stuck the dowel rod through his head so it looked like he got arrowed. They got vines kind of coming up through the center of the skeleton. Got to take a 3x5 Lego table that we're going to bring down there and put up on stands to make for their gaming table. I still got to get a melee mat yet. I don't have that, but I wanted to get the actual measurements of the table before I did that. For this one, it might just be just a big piece of grid paper or something to make it work, but we'll get there. That's kind of been my week. We're tossing around different ideas and on if we want to like make this thing public and like try and make some money off this, or if we're just gonna leave it for him. I don't know yet. It's turning out really cool. So like the concept is there. Like it could be a thing.
Nice.
But then I just have to entertain D&D people.
I always thought it'd be kind of cool to open like a D&D themed bar, and the tables would be set up so you'd actually be able to play a game while you're at the bar and have drinks that are named after various things from the D&D universe.
I'm not a huge D&D person, but I have also thought of that. That would be another thing that would be like in the other room in the basement. We could have, the orc bar or it would have to be the dwarf bar because the ceiling in that one's only like 5'8", so it would have to be the dwarf bar. But
that's kind of what I had envisioned too, is having like a back room area where we'd have like a members only kind of thing that you could pay $100 a year or whatever to join, and then there'd be like full on sessions that would run for that year that you'd play on, and then they'd be longer 4-hour sessions or whatever, but
yeah,
a private area to play in, and then you got the public area where anybody can play their own game.
No, that doesn't sound like a bad idea. Like I've been throwing around ideas, because it's in the salon, so obviously it would have to be after hours and whatnot, and we'd have to like curtain off the grooming area, but you could come in through the front door. We've got color changing lights in the front, so turn the green or the red lights on, whatever, and you come in and have someone in character. I'll just switch the banner out in the front of the desk and have someone in character behind the desk greeting people as they come in and ushering them down to the mine shaft. And there's ways to do this. You
can take off the groomer theme with it and be like the barking dog saloon or something like that.
Yeah, that's a possibility too. That's a possibility. There's ideas in this. So we just haven't decided if we want to do that,
Right.
But we'll let him run with it for a little while with him and his friends and see how it goes, and then maybe we'll expand it a little bit. But there is a new whatever you call that store in town here. It's over by Jiffy Lube. It's I forget the name of it off the top of my head, but
The Battle Bunker.
yeah, there we go. But my son and I were in there the other day, and he's got some D&D stuff, but he's kind of got a variety of everything. There's a lot of Warhammer stuff that look, at least I thought there was a lot of Warhammer stuff. I know there's a lot of Magic the Gathering stuff. He seemed to be really into that. He had several tables set up there with the grids and whatnot on them for play. He had There was one either like Warhammer or Magic Room in the back, and then there was one room that was set up just for D&D. So he's got a lot of, and then there's a ton of different tabletop board game stuff. I don't have the right terms because this is not my area of expertise, but
Well, I got a couple thoughts on all of this, JS. One, it sounds like you've set your son up with a better gaming setup than Howard's Cave of Wonder here. So, kudos to that. But two, if you want to learn about all this stuff, you should start checking out Howard's Cave of Wonder. There you go. He could learn all of this fun stuff.
So you ever heard that adage of when your brain gets to full capacity, every time you learn something, you got to kick something else out? I'm pretty sure with all the gun knowledge and car knowledge and the other stuff that I'm pretty sure the filing cabinet is almost full. So if I start another hobby, I'm gonna start losing stuff, and I don't know what's gonna get lost. It might be my marriage date. It might be how to field strip an AR. It's hard to say.
Hey, it could be all of those lyrics to Cher songs, you know. I mean, it could actually be something useful.
Hey, I believe in life after love, okay? Don't get me started.
I'm just glad you had one to play along with the bit. It's,
You're gonna open up a drawer in this filing cabinet here, and there's gonna be all kind of useless information that comes out.
You're gonna pick something up and you go, "What the heck? I forgot I had that."
Yeah, pretty much.
JS, we talked about times Howard ends up stabbing himself. Here's a great one. There's a misprint on this, so this guy's got like one really fat fingernail, so I'm trying to like slice it down to make it work, and that's the kind of thing that gets me stabbed. So.
Yeah, I smashed my finger the other day working on the truck. It was a day. Well, I might have had that. Yeah, I had this injury on the last week, but now my fingernail has finally removed itself, and I'm growing a new fingernail, and it looks quite grotesque. The burn mark on my forearm is healing up very nicely, so that's a plus. Hey, Howie.
You're gonna tell me it's time to say, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to everybody's second favorite segment on the show, and that's when we roll for initiative. No, I'm kidding. That's another D&D joke. No, it's time for What's on Tap, round 2. Drink. What you having, JS?
I was actually going to say we have another guest that has joined the show. I will also take the second favorite episode or part of the show. I am having a Fernley's Finest. So sticking with the ginger beer and rum theme, it is 2 ounces of light rum, half ounce of maraschino cherry liqueur, about 3 ounces of ginger beer. I'm again using Gosling's because that's what I have. Half ounce of grapefruit juice, half ounce of, I put lemon juice in because I'm out of limes. I'm tweaking it a little bit. It says 2 dashes of Angostura bitters. I put 6 of Peychaud's in it because I like bitters. And then a little bit of a lime for a garnish. And it looks surprisingly similar in the glass to a Dark and Stormy. Part of that is because of the Black Seal rum that I used, but it's really, really good. Even the missus tried it and she even liked it. It's with the Black Seal rum in there. The Black Seal rum's got some like real deep, real thick caramel notes to it. It's a little bit more of a prominent rum, so it stands out in this drink. So you get the rum. Well, first of all, with the grapefruit juice in there, you get the grapefruit and the lemon. You get that hit of citrus right away coming off the drink, and then you get almost that immediate follow up of the ginger, and then right after that, you get hit with the sweet caramel notes of the rum, and it's a really good, really refreshing drink. I probably wouldn't have 10 of them, but 3-4, absolutely. So I'm gonna probably go about a 3.8. Not the best drink I've ever had. I definitely would have another one, but like 3.8. The Dark and Stormy before that was probably about a 3. There wasn't enough going on in that one for me. That one's really simple. It's literally just ginger beer, rum, and a splash of lime. It needs a couple more notes. I'll probably experiment with it and throw some more stuff in there and change it a little bit, and then not call it a dark and stormy because the things. But yeah, where I'm at.
All right. And hey, my apologies to our guest who kicked you down the door. I was busy trying not to cut myself and giving JS the satisfaction of me doing that. But joining us, it is the Triple B Wise Man. That's right, the Doc is here. Doc, how you doing? What you drinking?
Good.
Oh, you're muted.
I don't know if he's muted. He just doesn't seem to have a mic right now.
There we go. It was the wrong microphone was on. I was going to say no need to apologize because I didn't so much as bang down the door as like gently nudge it open. So it's okay.
And he hadn't been here too long.
No. And I have the last of my 503 distilling cocktails that I picked up the other day. This one is the Rhubarb Whiskey Smash. It says it's whiskey, rhubarb, and lemon, 11% alcohol by volume.
That's really good.
It's actually really good. It's another one of those where there's alcohol in it, but you don't really taste it. And the rhubarb and lemon are actually balanced really well, so it's not like too sour, it's not too tart.
Nice.
Goes down really smooth. I'd probably give it a 4. Like I could.
Wow.
I could drink this like over and over again.
Nice.
It's good stuff. Yeah.
JS, I appreciate your the length of time you took to describe your drink because it gave me time to chug down my drink, which was not good chugged, by the way.
Yeah, I think I had one of those too. They're good. They're really weird, but chug is not a chugging.
It's not a chugger, no.
No.
But I'm going to follow it up with a Blake's Hard Cider Original, which comes in at 6.5%. It's the classic apple hard cider.
Whoops.
Now made with our flannel mouth recipe, it says. Whatever that means.
Gotta love it when beer companies put stuff on there like, oh yeah, everybody knows our stuff.
It's a traditional cider. It's good. It doesn't taste like flannel, so I'm not sure what the flannel mouth taste they're talking about is, but
I think that I think there was a story on the can somewhere where they talked about like that was just their original name for the cider.
probably. It's too hard to read this green against yellow under my green light, though. So, but yeah, it's good. I'm going to give it a 3.8.
Okay. Kidder, are you having a round two, or are you still working on that first Shinerbach and conserving what limited alcohol you have?
Half. I see I have 30 minutes, and so I'm right on schedule.
All right.
Because I would say that I would get, screwed up, have a bunch of whiskey and go down the line, but also we're getting old and that isn't as fun anymore. In the makeup part of it, the doing part, great. The makeup part, not so fun. And I've had a weird week. Very weird week. Very, very weird.
I've heard, and I would agree with it, the length of the hangover directly correlates to the number of years over 21 you are.
Yes.
Sunday into Monday, I had a migraine so bad that I thought my head was actually going to explode. And I can't recall a migraine being that bad for me. And you know that I have a lot of headaches due to the situations that I guess put myself in. But it was so bad, just turning my head would create kind of the almost vertigo feeling, and then pain and throbbing and pain and light sensitivity and thought processing. And then the headache started to go away, and then it, I don't know, went to my hips and my legs for some reason. And it was like, oh, you want to stand? That hurts. You want to lay? That hurts. Would you like to do anything in between? That hurts too.
Welcome to your 40s.
I know. I'm like, and I didn't even do anything strenuous or have physical activity. And so to reward myself for surviving, we got tickets to the Thomas and Moriarty Cocktails and Comedies event. And I sent Howard some, at least a photo featuring, I guess our favorite, probably of the drinks is the Orange Whip from the Blues Brothers. And if you look through the interwebs and screen accuracy, there was no recipe shared or given for an Orange Whip. And also not really an idea of what the drink was, because it was only mentioned the 4 times. Orange Whip, Orange Whip, Orange Whip. 3 Orange Whips.
Who wants an orange whip? Orange whip? Orange whip? 3 orange whips.
So Cash, you made up a delicious one.
I will second that. That orange whip was quite good.
Did you glue something together, or are you sad that you don't have an orange whip?
Well, sad about the orange whip. No, in trying to figure out how to glue that tiny piece on here, I dropped it, so it is somewhere lost amongst my carpet.
Is your carpet gray?
And shaggy, yeah.
Oh, good.
Hey, it wasn't me.
Howard's gonna be down here for a while. Carry on.
He's under the counter.
If you lay down flat on the floor and put your eye level with the floor so you can see anything sticking up, that's been the best way I've found to find things like that.
I would have to turn on more light. It is, and try to get like that whole light effect going behind me. It you need it to be kind of dark down here. So, anyway. This just goes to add to my night. While I'm down here, why don't we do some dad jokes of the week?
I mean, I was going to continue talking about alcohol and drinking because it was pretty cool, but
I mean,
you like to
do
serve.
That. You stopped talking about it. I'm like, there's silence while I'm down here. I gotta cover the show.
Well, yeah, I got to make sure you're paying attention.
Well, I listen. I will. I'll pay attention.
Yeah.
You finish your talk and I'll tell dad jokes.
So the Orange Whip, of course, from the Blues Brothers and John Candy, R.I.P. And then second drink on the menu was the Tom Collins, featured in Meet the Parents, or the franchise for Meet the Parents, Meet the Fockers, and then what was the third one? I don't know. Whatever.
Parents, Meet the Fockers, Little Fockers.
Yeah, Little Fockers. That's right. The third drink was the Pan-Galactic Gargle Blaster. Howard, I believe you remember that one.
Yes.
From Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. So long, and thanks for all the fish. That one was also really good. The next was the Arnold Palmer, featured in The Other Guys. You want some Arnie Palmies? And then
the Arnold Palmer was the wife's favorite.
It was very good. It was delicious. And then the final on the 5-flight cocktail for Comedies and Cocktails was Dinosaur's favorite cocktail, the White Russian from The Big Lebowski. And they were all delicious. And then to celebrate, because we also needed a little sustenance, we got a charcuterie board.
Fun fact, as I come up, because you mentioned Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Hitchhiker's Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy has been done, as a book, as a radio series, as a BBC TV series, and then there was the movie. Every single time it's been different. That's part of what Douglas Adams set up with it. So they're never exactly the same. They're all different, and that's part of kind of his randomness that goes with the whole randomist drive. So there you go. Fun fact.
The answer to the question of life is 42.
Now, if only we figured out what the question is.
My wife.
You have to ask. You can't afford it.
Yes. The wife also approves highly of the Fernley's Finest here, so might be one you guys have to try out.
I'm pretty sure the carpet has eaten that piece.
No one will notice it's missing. It's okay.
I will. I'm gonna have to go to Plan B if I don't find this here soon.
Take one of the shavings from the supports and make it the sheath.
Nah, I'll just green stuff it.
What?
You'll see if I don't find it.
My son has this really cool little I don't know, plastic 3D printing pen where he can draw stuff with his pen and 3D print it.
Okay. Well, I was having problems figuring out how it was supposed to go on anyway, so we'll break out the green stuff.
I got one of those.
While I catch my breath from that vigorous search through the shag carpet of the cave, let's read some dad jokes of the week. So, here we go. What do Alexander the Great and Winnie the Pooh have in common? Same middle name. My friend asked me if I wanted to go to a Middle Eastern country that borders Saudi Arabia. And I said, Yemen. What should you do if you see a spaceman? Park in it, man. And the last joke on here, what did the bra say to the hat? You go on ahead. I got to give these two a lift.
Love it.
There you go. Your dad jokes of the week. Not time for green stuff.
Why do astronomers put beef into their shampoo? For meteor showers.
JS, you were one. Oh, go ahead. Whoever was about to say. Oh, well, so this is what's been throwing me off all night is whenever I start talking, for some reason, JS's headset goes off and speaks, and so I hear that other voice. So
I'm sorry. I don't know. It's probably something I'm doing.
I mean, it's all right. So JS, you asked about green stuff. Green stuff is this right here. It's also called Neatite. It's a epoxy putty. And it comes in two parts, so it's a two-part epoxy. It's a green and a yellow, and you mix it together, and it forms a kind of a green putty that you can use for sculpting things. And back in the olden days of miniature making, this is how they would sculpt all of the miniatures, is they would use green stuff on a wire frame, and then they would take that, create the mold, and then they could cast the miniature out of metal. So
it's the steel stick. There's another name for it, but basically it's JB Weld.
Yeah, kind of. You might also know milliput.
Yep, steel putty is what I'm thinking of. We use it for patching gas tanks and things like that, but it's essentially the exact same thing. You've got your A side on the outside and your B side on the inside, and it comes in a putty. You cut a chunk off of it, however much you need, roll it together, mix the stuff up good. And depending on which version you get, you've got anywhere from 2 to 30 minutes to make what you want with it.
Yeah, this takes longer. It takes about 24 hours to fully cure.
Okay.
So I have more time to kind of work with it and sculpt it into what I want. That is far too much. So I use it on. I don't usually sculpt missing pieces like this. I use it for a lot of the bases that I put on my miniatures. So I use a texture roller, and I can make. Who's got an interesting base here? So like this guy, if you can kind of see, tilt my camera, you can see he's got kind of a cobblestone base with some stuff on it. So that was all done with a green stuff texture roller.
Cool.
So yeah, so I was hoping to have this thing primed and putting coats of paint on it. I was not expecting to have to sculpt anything, but you know,
Welcome to life.
yeah. Kidder, it has been a sad couple of weeks. You know,
Yeah.
You sent me a story about a place closing. I sent you a story about a place closing. It's been a little rough on like the restaurant business, man.
Just talking with Cashy last night, who's talked to some of the other owners in bars, restaurants in the area, saying that 2025 was one of the worst years of business, which is contributing locally anyway to a bunch of the places closing. And so, yeah, got to do what we can to keep these places open. Like Thomas Moriarty's and Oscars.
Yeah, so we lost Sanford's Grub and Pub in Dickinson closed down, which Kidder and I have a long history back. I took him to the original Sanford's down in Spearfish, South Dakota, back in our high school days. So for those who've never been there, it's kind of it's like Applebee's, but think of it more themed along Sanford's and Sons. So junk on the walls and all that, but like the food portions were like incredibly huge. So like one of the sides was called a Freddy. It was literally like a thick chunk of potato that they deep fried, and you get like 3 or 4 of them. So you'd end up eating like 2 or 3 potatoes if you had just the side. There they did
a note with Sanford's just on the 30th of January. Demond Wilson, who played Lamont Sanford in Sanford and Son, passed away as a connection. So the restaurant closes and Sanford's son dies. What the hell, man?
Yeah. So we lost that one. And then Kidder sent me that the Ground Round in Grand Forks has also closed, or it is closing its doors.
This summer or fall. And so that means that after that closes, there will be 4 left in the chain because the Minot location closed last year. So Bismarck, obviously the only one I think left in North Dakota, and then a few elsewhere. Sad. Especially because how many weeks we spent there. Doc
many weeks.
To the beers and the teas.
Yes.
And Rude Boy's not on here to share some of the stories either, but
some amazing happy hour deals there,
Mm-hmm. And you remember the one night where there was a blizzard and no travel advised, snow was coming down sideways, and of course it was our night to go there, and we were like, ain't no blizzard gonna stop us from going down round. And so we went there, and we were the only idiots there, but the staff said, well, we were waiting for you guys to show up, otherwise we would have closed. We knew you guys would come. And we're like, we're here, let's go, let's do it.
Always count on your regulars,
Yeah.
And then I was talking about the football pool for the fantasy draft with all the free beer pitchers for the draft, quote unquote draft that we did. And then a free beer every Sunday or Monday. You get one beer per week, each week throughout the football season. I think it just didn't include the Super Bowl because that takes place a couple weeks after.
Right. Yes.
But it was through the regular season and the playoffs. So we were there, how many weeks? 16 weeks in a row just for that.
Indeed. Yeah. Yeah. Well, and the draft night was like 2 free pitchers, and then I think there was even like a free appetizer thrown in too. It was like an amazing deal. And all we had to do was shuffle some paper around and be like, yeah, we're drafting our teams. Yeah.
Made some picks here.
I am from the future.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Sure is.
Lots of good times at Ground Round and Grand Forks, and I mean even the Ground Round in Bismarck. I remember going there ever since I was a little kid, and getting the little kid pepperoni pizzas and the slider sundaes with the baseball helmets, and they'd put the ice cream and the whipped cream and your caramel or hot fudge and cherry on top, and try and collect all of the MLB teams.
I made the mistake
Also
of
watched an
going
old
to
dude steal a bottle of ketchup off the table,
Nice.
straight across from us. Had the ketchup bottle on the side. He slid it real close to the edge of the table, and then with his other hand accidentally dropped the check and pen off the edge of the table, reached down, lifted up his pant leg, and he's stuffing the ketchup bottle into his sock, and he puts his pant leg over it, grabs the receipt, and comes back up. And we're all sitting there staring at him like, you're stealing a 99-cent ketchup bottle.
We all have needs.
I don't think I'll ever need ketchup that badly. Now mustard, that's a
You
different
say that
thing.
now. You say that
Yeah.
now.
Where are
Someday in the future, we're going
condiments?
to hold you to that.
Yeah.
I made the
Local
mistake
geek.
of going there on tea night one night and went ahead and had my Long Island iced tea and decided it'd be a good idea to order a second one.
Yeah.
And that's about the time I found out that hangovers get longer the older you get.
Well,
Mhm.
we discovered at one point that you could order the tea with like double the alcohol for like $1 more
God.
during happy hour. And then that
Yeah.
became really like, we discovered it was a while after we were going there, and then we discovered it and we're like, oh, this is bad.
Because it
'Cause of
it
course
already
was always
just
on a
tastes like
weeknight, too,
juice.
so.
And in Grand Forks, it was Monday and Thursday, and here
Yes.
it's Wednesday.
Yeah.
So just still weird, but yes. A lot stronger than Boston's pizzas, Long Island's.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, the second one I ordered was like the Texas tea or whatever, like the strongest one that they sell is, and it was not a good time. I think I got maybe a quarter of the way through it, and I was like, I'm gonna puke if I drink any more of this.
You should have had some popcorn with ranch, and then you
Oh
would have
God.
been fine.
And I still don't understand that.
I don't either.
My sister insists that this is a thing at the Ground Round in Bismarck, that it's common for people to order a side of ranch to dip the popcorn in. And I was like, I think that's something you made up. I've never heard of anybody doing that ever. And she's like, no, everybody does it. They go to the Ground Round and that's what you do. And I was like, no, that's what you do.
I've heard of it, but I've never done it myself.
From an OG ground rounder, I would have to say no, it is not a thing, because I've been going there since the early 90s after it opened.
I know.
So
And
no.
she was like raving about it, and I was like, how Midwestern white housewife can you get right now?
I need
Has to dip
something
my
to help
popcorn in
me.
ranch. Like,
Something to help me get my ranch into my mouth. Ugh, too much. My favorite, I mean, their ranch is delicious, but
It
I
is.
like their buffalo sauce as well. So the buffalo wings and the ranch, superb. Very good. Some ketchups and ketchups, jeepers. The carrots and the ranch, delicious.
See, you
But-
still secretly want to steal that bottle of ketchup. I can tell.
No, I'm having flashbacks now. Like I feel I was in on the crime, and he was 20 feet away.
How do we know it wasn't Kidder? The way he's accidentally putting ketchup in the conversation now.
Dude was like 80, and this was 30 years ago. I don't even think he's alive anymore, so we can prosecute him for the crimes he committed.
Are you saying you feel like you're an accomplice because you didn't snitch on him?
Oh, because I didn't believe I was seeing this happen before my eyes. It's like the car crash that you watch as it happens and you can't turn away.
I mean, he probably just wanted to feel alive. He's 80 years old. He just needs something to get, the old ticker jump started, a little bit of thrill, but not too much because, probably doesn't want to have a heart attack, so. Petty.
Something you're not
tight.
probably like not actually going to get arrested and prosecuted for. Like,
Yeah.
if you get caught.
I don't know. It was the 90s. He could have had prison time. He's probably is like a third strike rule, so he probably would have been in prison for 20 years.
Or that was in the days before they were like, you must like steal, what is it, like more than $30 worth of stuff or whatever it is to actually get charged.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, it could have been a $30 bottle of ketchup. You never know. Maybe it was
Well, it was the tabletop standard size, and it was a plastic bottle, not the glass bottle. So I don't know.
I mean, could the restaurant do some fancy math with the whole theft and be like, look, the box of ketchup that we fill that bottle out of costs us $30, so we can charge it as a theft of that instead.
And it takes an employee an hour to fill it, and that costs this much.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
You
Theft
could
of services.
you could do it like they do the whiskey, and there's 32 1-ounce pours in that bottle of whiskey, and there's 16 1-ounce pours in that bottle of ketchup, and each ounce of ketchup brings us $12 per ounce. So that's a $300 bottle of ketchup right there.
Even the Heinz ketchup isn't worth that much.
And those were in the days where it wasn't even like the fancy, like natural, no corn syrup added ridiculousness.
Yep.
This is the
Straight
90s.
up
It might have been before they put corn
OG.
syrup in it.
Oh, fair point. Oh, I didn't think about that. He was trying to get it before they started adding that in. Yeah,
Maybe. He knew it was coming.
yeah, got to stock up.
So before we relish the thought and get completely sauced and have to use the condiments for what we've established for this episode, I do want to mention that 15 years ago today, we were graced by the National Anthem performance of Christina Aguilera. And the second verse didn't quite match the others, and was a little worse than the rest, and kind of not so good. And I had to laugh going through the memories and the comments, because Doc gracing us with his information and knowledge then as well. You mean yell the wrong words?
Yeah,
Because
she kind of did. Yeah,
it is ex-Tina.
I do have to say though that despite the mistake, it was good on her in a way to sing it live, because actually most of them do not. Because there's so much pressure in that moment, and they don't want to put that like pressure on it. And I think I'd always wondered But then several years ago, Renee Fleming, who's a opera singer, Metropolitan Opera, she sang it at the Super Bowl. And I remember she was in an interview and they asked her, they said, you know, most performers prefer to lip sync. Do you want to do that? And she was like, I wouldn't even know how. And that was when it was confirmed for me that most of them actually do. So we know that Christina did not lip sync, or if she did, she just recorded the lip sync that way. And so, I mean, it may not have worked out, but good on her for taking a chance.
Did someone actually knock on the door before they kicked it in?
No, that's the timer. Google added a thing so we can actually put a timer up on the screen. You know, so that's why Howie can actually have a paint cam, because I'm actually using my phone as the paint cam. That timer noise is to let us know that Kidder, we've been talking for quite a while, and we haven't even made Super Bowl predictions, but that's gonna have to wait till later because it's time that we wrap this show up. To do that, we need some cheap plugs, some final thoughts. You know, huge.
All right. Well, beerbluesbs.com. That is our website, beerbluesbs.com. Join us in the website and live in cyberspace. beerbluesbs.com. Also, give us your money. All of the money. That would be great at streamlabs.com/beerbluesbs. You can donate and give us as little as $1 a month and help a thirsty podcast host continue this train wreck into another week. Because this is expensive. And we would love for you to join us. And we've cut back, but man, we just can't keep trimming the alcohol out of the show because that's what makes content. And we want you to be part of the content. You can donate to the show, streamlabs.com/beerbluesbs. It goes directly to us, or you can buy stuff from the shop, and then we get, you know, a little residual off of the purchase for that. So buying a pint glass or a t-shirt helps us, and that can also help you by wearing some sweet threads or drinking out of a classy glass. And we'd appreciate that. Streamlabs.com/beerbluesbs. We'd also love for you to be with us on Facebook and Instagram because we are all over the place on all of those sites, as in the two of them. And YouTube, we're there too. Plus iHeartRadio, Pandora, Stitcher, TuneIn, IMDb, Player FM, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube Podcasts, and any other podcast place that's ripping us off. Which I don't know why they're ripping us off because it's not like we're making a bunch of money. But you can help us with that. Search for Beer, Blues, and BS and any of the podcast sources and at least subscribe for free. Now that we have all of the stuff, join us there, and that would be great. Also, Killer Kidder Show on Spotify. You can listen to my personally curated list, which Spotify has cut down in its prime to only 10,000 songs. Blasphemy! But join us there too. Time for some final thoughts. And JS, I believe, was first into the show. And I believe he has a little something to say.
That was more telling my son to stop talking so he didn't come across the mic. But two things. One, if you find a really good drink, be careful you don't drink 5 of them when everyone else is on round 2. Second, treat your wife like every date's your first date. Because you never know when you don't get another one.
I was going to say something bad. All right. Second into the match for tonight, the Local Geek.
Getting into the final squeeze here. My final thoughts are, don't be salty. If you find out that your favorite sauce has gone missing, just remember what goes around comes around, and karma is a dish best served with a side of fries. For that ketchup down your pants. Catch up with your friends. Life moves fast, and don't let your relationships get stale or crusty. And muster up the courage. If you see a condiment thief in action, speak up. Don't let them get away with being so saucy.
And that's the AI words. Praise be to Gemini. Over to Doc to set us on the right course so we don't burn eternally.
Well, I was going to say something to the effect of like, don't be afraid to take chances and make mistakes, because even accomplished people, in reference to the national anthem, they make mistakes. But as I was contemplating on that, I just did a quick search regarding who's singing the national anthem Super Bowl this year, and learned that apparently it's not legal in the US, so it has to be done on offshore sites. But there is a whole phenomenon around betting on the length that the national anthem will take at the Super Bowl. Apparently there's many years of people betting on this, and the over-under for this year is just over 2 minutes. So apparently that's a thing, and I guess it just goes to prove that you can find someone willing to bet on just about anything. So I guess to turn that in a positive spin, why not bet on yourself? I don't know. I'm at a loss. Anyway.
People will bet on anything.
Oh, yes, they will.
I was wondering what we should bet on, but there's just too many things, and the over-under is not good enough for anybody to make money. And nobody cares.
I mean, we could take a bet on whether or not we'll make it to 300 episodes, and then base the show depending on how much the betting is. It depends on how much people are willing to pay us to end this.
Meanie has a point.
Or keep it going.
Streamlabs,
Sorry.
Streamlabs.com/beerbluesbs. If you give us a lot of money, we'll just stop doing this. That would be great. Probably come out ahead. I don't know. Howie Blues, as you are jamming away at that plastic, trying not to spear yourself in the finger again. What do you have for our final thought?
There's a lot of things I could say. Like, hey, when you're doing your hobbying, sit closer to the table so that you don't drop a little tiny piece onto the floor and lose it amongst the shag carpeting. There's that. I will say, for anybody who doesn't want to know, I do have said figure assembled. So, including the green stuff patch, I think it'll look all right. I have to do a little sanding. That does mean that I'm not going to be able to probably get started on painting him. So now, the eternal problem of all people who use green stuff is you always end up with more than you need. And now I'm desperately trying to find things to green stuff while I use it up.
Make him a giant sword.
Yeah. That's more of a me problem than anything, but I'll figure that out. This has been kind of a rambly final thought. Probably time for me to be done. Back to you, Kidder.
Howard, thanks. It's time to get on out of here. So for everybody for joining us, for you for joining us, a big thanks to JS Gunslinger, the local geek, the Triple B Brewmaster, the Doc, bringing the knowledge, and of course, Howard Blues. I'm still Mark Kidder. Thank you for being here for this and every episode of Beer, Blues, and BS. So make sure you join us for the next episode, because there's free beer tomorrow. You got to keep your glass at least half full, and we will catch you on down that shag carpet. Have a good one. See you on the next episode of Beer, Blues, and BS.
You have been listening to a UA production of Beer, Blues, and BS. If you enjoyed the show, help others find out about it by rating the show or leaving a review at your podcast listening service of choice. Thanks for listening, and may your glass never be empty. UA Productions presents A Glimpse Behind the Curtain.
I didn't send it to Howie here. I sent it to you.
What's new? People not sending Howie things. It's all right.
I honestly don't know. No. Oh, I do. Hey, look at that. It's actually under your real name, so it's hard to find. There you go. There's your cover art. Even got the float and everything in there. But your AI cover art's probably better.
Well, we can't use the AI anymore because then we get shadow banned.
What?
Is that what's going on?
Sure.
No.
Wouldn't doubt it.
Okay, so pretty much got it done. So you come down the stairs, go in through this little door here, and you come down inside of this old abandoned mine shaft. We got chairs set up. We got the D&D table there. We're gonna paint that yet, but we've got a torch on that side. We've got a fire flower up there feeding off the torch. We've got moss and ferns growing on the daylight side of the wall. We've got our dead soldier over there and our dead crusader down here. Got a little fancy fireplace going in here. We got the snack fridge, a little cutout for some candles. We got a few more ferns and mosses growing around here. Another torch hanging from the ceiling. We got ferns growing around this side. A few pieces of gold and some silver ore stuck in the walls. A little growth coming out of the ceiling. Arrow. And so is this guy. He's got an arrow going through his head holding him up. And looks like he was executed. He's tied to the post there. So, fun little birthday project for the kiddo.
What else? I got half a can of ginger beer left, and well, maybe I'll have another one of these. But what else can I make with ginger beer? I know.
Well, I don't know if anybody else is joining us.
They're probably wondering why it's so early.
I mean, it's just about 9:15. That's
Yeah, but I've been up today. I've been up since it was 5, whatever, and so I made sure to get the other stuff done earlier today, and so I had food and everything before 6, and then I've been playing Battlefield since.
I think the lesson that we are learning from all of this is very simply that when everybody else is on time, Kidder will be late. If Kidder is on time, everybody else will be late.
That's a fair assessment.
Yeah.
So,
ooh, I could make
appearance on time.
I can make a Moscow Mule. I can make a ginger beer. Well, I don't have tequila. I can make a dark and stormy. I can make a horse's neck. Yeah.
I think I should probably get this show kicked off so that JS can start making some of these.
It's on you, boo boo.
Okay, Yogi. But the Ranger's not gonna like it.
Not bad.
Thanks. I also can do yogi. So I usually yogi's better than my boo boo because it's more of a hey boo boo, let us go get some picnic baskets before the Ranger gets back. Yeah.
Not bad at all.
I'm not drunk enough for this.
I'm not on enough cold medication for this, but
Again, we got to get you some of the Scissorp. Then we can clear all of this crap forever.
Get kids, get sick. That's what I have learned in life.
Yep,
So.
you're correct.